Hello, and welcome to the 2016 NHL All-Star Break Christie Icebreakers recap video. Oh, it's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these things. Football season's over, but I figured, what the heck, there's nothing to do this weekend. Got some basketball on, not that any of you care about that necessarily in this pool, but figured I'd do a quick video recap of the Christie Icebreakers 2015-2016 season. It has definitely been an interesting one, to say the least. We've had a record number of things happen. Most notably, we've had 5 different leaders thus far. I think that's the most we've ever had in any one season, and we're pretty much just over the halfway point. So good for the competition right now. As I look at the standings, which I will show to the video at the end of the video for you to look at, they're already also on, obviously, Yahoo's main page. You've pretty much got 50 points is separating 5th from 1st, and only another 40 points separates 6th. So really the top 6 are only within 90 points of 1st, and at this point in the season, with about 2 months to go, give or take, you got all of February, actually 2.5 months, you got all of February, all of March, and probably about, I think it's about 10 to 13 days in April. Anything can happen based on usage of starts, usage of waiver wire ads, trades, which, as you all know, that's gone pretty crazy this year. The number I currently have is, including the 4 preseason trades made, 21 trades during the season. So we currently have a record number of 25 trades. I think the last number was in the teens. I don't have the exact stat, but it was definitely not anywhere near 20. So we've already blown through that record. Thanks to maybe, a couple key people, Hyro and Sharkbait, most notably, I should say Triforce and Sharkbait, most notably, adding to that bunch. So we'll see if it pays out for these people. That segueing into what I want to mention, there's just a couple of points to mention right now. No changes per se in terms of what's going to happen for the following year. But I want to just make note that the trade deadline is Thursday, March 10th. Which means, and keep this in mind, especially for you newbies to my pool, you must close your deal by Tuesday, March 8th at 11:59 p.m. So basically midnight, March 9th, one day before the close end date. And I do that because we need the 24-hour rule to be in effect for teams to approve, disapprove, at least review the trade and get league opinion if there is any. Obviously, if any trades accepted I see on the email past 12:01 or beyond, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to say no deal. Anything before that will be reviewed. If anything needs to be modified in those trades, it still can be allowed within that time, because if I let it go past the 24 hours, the deadline cancels and then we're screwed. So this is going to be allowed modification, so keep an eye on that for March 9th, that will be. But Tuesday, March 8th, midnight, keep that in mind. At the end of Tuesday, March 8th is the last time you can trade for this season until the off season, which won't be until August, whenever the league renews. On topic of trades, because of the draft picks and a lot of teams are mailing in their drafts for next season to try to load up on this season, which is, a legal thing you can do. It's up to you. And obviously I have to take everyone at their word that they're going to be back, and everyone, people aren't just blowing up a team, because any teams that trade draft picks must be owned the following season, or both teams that were involved in the trade with that team lose their picks. So I don't want anyone to get screwed over that's staying in the league. So having said that, and already the season has started, I can't really put forth. If anyone would like to pay money now for next year, that would be great. I'm always taking it. Let's just say you would have to pay me in advance the following year for the year that you want to trade picks. So for example, this season's going to end come September is 2016-2017. That you would pay for this off season, but you cannot trade draft picks unless you pay for 2017-2018. That way, even if you decide to trade a couple picks here and there, really screws up the draft, and you're gone and you leave, I can give a new team incentive and say, hey, please take this team on for this year. It's free of charge. It's just an insurance policy for me. I've lost money in the past for not letting teams pay for or having teams leave on me and then having to cancel. I don't want to have to cancel draft picks that were traded. That would really screw up the whole fundamental of this. Please don't ruin it for me, or else draft pick trades won't happen anymore. We'll just do player for player trades, and that's the end of that. I think the draft pick trades really add a level of incentive to the trades and excitement. So I'd like to keep it that way. That's pretty much done. As a reminder, max moves are 55. That is non-negotiable. You hit 55 moves, that's it. You have to rely on trades if it's before the deadline, or then whatever roster and depth you have. So be mindful of that. Having said that, games start again till Tuesday. Oh, just a quick reminder for the IR spots. If a player's on IR, which has to be an IR designation, or IR plus, which can be anything from, I believe, IR day to day, and it may include out, although I don't think it does, but I have to verify on that. If the player loses that red designation on Yahoo, they must be the first person put back into your active bench or lineup before picking anyone else up. Keep mindful of this when trying to pick up people on waivers and when trading people away. Yes, it sounds silly. I have to drop this player, move this player back to get him active for, say, tonight's game. Oh, I want that player that I dropped. You have to wait till the waivers clear. That's just how it is. So please be mindful of day-to-days or IRs, or when people are back from injury. Yahoo doesn't work exactly to the minute when you make these announcements, but when it happens, it happens. It's happened to me already, but be mindful of it. People have asked me about it. Other than that, I think I've rambled on for too long. Best rest of the season for everybody. It's going to be pretty tight down the stretch. Who's going to win the Epic Cup and get their name on it, and then who's going to podium and potentially get gold, silver, and bronze medals along with the cash prizes. We will see. So anyways, if you want to get at me for paying for the following season, let me know, or future years, let me know. If you're also planning to leave but haven't traded any picks, let me know too, because I do have a wait list and I may start letting those teams know. On an aside note, there is one thing to think about aside from potential points and rules changes, which will be dealt in the offseason. I am looking at just bumping the intro cost to $50 instead of $40. I figure this is season long, it's way longer than a football season, and $10 more would make the incentives better, may boost the prizes up, and may even give a fourth place prize to at least get almost half the pool some money and make people fight for it more, even if you're out of it. So keep that in mind. Any feedback on that, please message me. You know how to get at me on my email or my text message. And other than that, here are the current standings that we have. Let's see if I get that on good focus. Oh, yep, perfect, right there. Sharks in first. Oops, you can't see that. That might help a bit. So we have Shark in first place. And then only 11 points back is Hicks, 25, 26, 46. You can see the top six are very close. I mean, the furthest person is 200 points back, and I mean, that's not impossible when you think of 200 points. It's only, 220 points back, 200 back of third. Anything can happen at the end of the season, so be mindful of that, everybody, and hopefully it's very competitive for the rest of the way. It is currently the most competitive season, so let's hope to keep it that way. See you all soon. Have a good All-Star break.